Alright, what's up everyone, it's me BaRKy, and I'm back with another mod showcase, which is the zombie mod for Alpha 15, and you kinda have to add the Alpha 15 in, because this mod is kind of, it's a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to stuff like that. Oh, let me just get rid of this raid. Pretty much the zombie mod was something that required CCL, which is Closed Core Library, which is almost like an enabler for mods. It's kind of hard to explain, but it needed this mod pack to work. And since that mod pack hasn't been updated to Alpha 15, there has been no zombie mod for Alpha 15. So from what I can tell, some random makers of mods decided to just kind of make their own zombie mod. And what I can see from the description and the comments is that they just tried to make this. They're not the original makers, which is really cool. If they are, then I'm sorry, I apologize. I mistook what they meant, but it looks like they just decided they really enjoyed the mod and wanted to make this, so that's great. Now, the zombie mod by itself is something that is super awesome, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It adds in a zombie virus to the world that if you get bitten, you get it, and eventually you get an airborne one that infects your colonists. And what it does is that if they get bitten, they'll eventually become a zombie. The only way to save them is to cut off their limbs. So if you remember, like, The Walking Dead, when Herschel got bit, they kind of need to, like, chop off his leg. That was brutal. That was brutal. But yeah, that's literally what happened. So I went and started this world. It's kind of been like 5-6 days with it. And when you start the world, you get the zombie virus active status effect. And the zombie virus is active. Zombie hordes might be drawn to your colony. Any human bitten by a zombie will slowly die of the infection and will be reanimated as a zombie on death. Now that's really cool, because the original mod made zombies really fucking tough. They were really hard. They were one of the raids that were probably the toughest raid in the game, because first of all, they were very resilient to cold, and they were very resilient to heat. So they could attack you on ice sheets, which is the biggest deal. Like, they could stand up to like negative 200 degrees Celsius, which is it's pretty fucking cold, dude. I was gonna say hot, and then I just realized I'm being dumb. So what I have here is a world that I've set up. I've got quantum cooling mod over here to cool this room to negative 270. I've got the furnace mod, which I'm going to put inside this room here. Put 2 of them so we can heat up the room to a ridiculous temperature. Right. Let's get some power there. So there we go. You can see the temperature rising up to 1,000. Might even reach 2,000. I don't know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a furnace in here and then a quantum cooler so I can kind of adjust the temperature perfectly. So if you don't know, quantum cooling is insanely strong and furnaces are insanely strong. They both take ridiculous amounts of power though, so. Fire? Alright, I didn't know that the quantum cooling mod could not withstand really big fuck! Alright, let's try adding a few more in. This cannot fail. Set it to negative 270. Oh, my game. Dude, even quantum cooling can't outdo a furnace. That's insane. That's so crazy. Okay, we'll have to make a plan. We'll have to make a plan about that. Let me clean it up quickly. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I have some mods that allow me to get some crazy temperatures. So you can see this is almost 2,000 degrees Celsius. Negative 270, which is obviously the coldest temperature in the universe, or close to it. And then the rest of the base is just a normal base. So I also forgot to tell you that I was testing the mod out, and one of my colonists did actually turn. So Aguirre, I'm sorry. I had to kind of put her in this cage because it's just crazy. Yeah, I had her in here trying to feed her. So that was insane. She actually became a zombie, fully realized. But I had a wanderer join who's Jenskin the gardener, and he's going to be the next test subject. So, Jenskin, we're going to execute incident, zombie raid. Small group of zombies has attacked me, and I'll show you guys what the zombies look like now. Jenskin is going to go attack this zombie, but this is what they look like. They're green. They're naked. You can see the temperature range, negative 100 to 100 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty good. They're resilient as fuck. but you can't see their health or anything. So I don't know what kind of creature they are. Like, obviously a new race, but I can't tell what they are. Alright, go, Genskin. You can do it. But yeah, what I really want is for him to become infected. Addicted to alcohol. Alright. That's bad addiction, man. Bite, bite, no infection. This does not mean an infection. So what? Genskin? Really, dude? Gonna make me call in another one? Please don't be far away. Male zombie? That's the whitest zombie I've ever seen, dude. This would be me if I was a zombie. Oh, never mind. His ass was just white. Alright, go, Genskin. Where's Genskin? Yeah, I know. So you need to get infection. I don't know how tough it is because my other colonist just got. He just got infected. There we go. Infection in his right leg. Okay. Actually, I'll show you how to kill a zombie. You need to shatter its head. There we go. Okay. You go save him. Okay, Jess is gonna save him. He carries beer. At least we're doing him a favor. But yeah, so we got a health, and you can see the head was shattered, which is pretty cool. What I think happens is because there's no closed core library, which is that mod pack I was talking about. What it does is if the zombie takes enough damage, it just says the head is shattered. From what I can tell. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's from what I can tell. Okay, so Genskin's gonna become a zombie very slowly. We have a room set up over here for him. Okay, I just want him to go into that room, Reverick. Thank you. Then we're just gonna heal him. It's fine. Okay, and then we're gonna close this door. Actually, I'm just gonna close the room, kind of. He has enough food and stuff. Right now, I can show you the other zombies. So let's spawn in zombies, so I can give you an idea of how tough they are. So if I spawn in a zombie here, it dies straight away. And you can see head burnt off, which is just crazy. So the heat does do damage to them. Obviously, they have a max temperature of like 100 degrees on average. I'm guessing it'll be different for every zombie. I don't know if it is like a set value, but that would be kind of cool. But Rimworld doesn't usually do that. Like there'll be a default value, and then little things will change that value. So let's spawn in this 100. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. He died straight away. This is 2000 degrees, so no shit, the zombies are gonna die pretty damn quickly. Okay, and then it'll clear their bodies up. So let's try and manage. I want to get this to a decently cool temperature. Okay, tons of vents, and add in a quantum cooler maybe. Okay, so you can see indoors down at the bottom. It's kind of like bouncy. Yeah, it's quite bouncy, but that's okay for me. Okay, actually, I just want to remove this, see how hot it gets. Alright, let's try that out. That seems okay, actually. Yeah, so you can see they're fine, because the temperature's not going over 100. I kind of want to, oops. I kind of want to remove 2 of these vents, see the temperature rise a bit. Hey, bitch! Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to go a bit above 100 every now and then. Peaks a bit. This is kind of weird. I'm kind of like testing out temperatures on zombies. This is the kind of thing that interests me, though. I like to learn about this kind of the back end of mods. And not the code, obviously, because I'm too dumb for that shit. Alright, let's get rid of those 2 vents and raise the temperature like another 15 degrees, I think. There we go. So it's starting to get 150-ish on average. Alright, it's above 100 now, so I'll leave them there, and then we can see what happens when we freeze the zombies. Look, they don't look like zombies when they're facing the other way. Zombie recruiter tried the path while incapacitated. This should never happen. Oh, it's because they died? They died from heat stroke. His head was shattered. Yeah, so how I think it usually happens is they'll kind of die, but their head will be shattered, and that'll be the cause of death. That won't be the cause of death. So, say this capybara was a zombie capybara. I would shoot it and kill it, and then the game would tell me that its head was shattered as like an after effect. But the actual reason why it died is because I killed it by breaking 3 legs or something. Yes, let's catch up with Jenskin. He should die soon. The zombie infection is kind of like normal infection, except that you can't really build up an immunity to it. Yeah. I kind of want to chop off his leg, amputate right leg, and then put it back on. But first I want to show you that they do transform. Need choice source. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, the tree. I was thinking like, what the fuck? There we go. Major break risk, severe illness, colonist bitten, all for this guy. Alright, we're waiting. And then I'll end the video because there's not much else to it. Sleeping on the ground, nice. Heat wave, okay. Let's make a cold snap. Kind of counteract it. Okay, so he's dead. You can see he died. Okay, we gotta wait. I wonder if you can cut off his leg while he's... Yeah, no you can't. My bad. There we go. So he's a zombie now. He's a zombie, straight up. Which is pretty crazy. I think it adds a nice touch to the game. Because you kind of have to chop off people's legs if this happens. This colonist got infected in her chest. And... I don't know. It would feel kind of weird to try and do a chest amputation. Because it's your chest. Or your torso. That'd be kind of weird. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. This is just me messing around with the zombie mod. It's very cool. Go try it out. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully the closed core library gets updated to Alpha 15 soon so we can actually get the proper mod and a whole lot of other cool mods that are on the Larian forums. I feel like Steam Workshop is pretty tame compared to the forums right now, the forums. Anyways, hope you guys have a fantastic day. This is me out, and I really hope you go try this mod. It adds a lot of challenge, especially on ice sheets. Especially on the fucking ice sheets, because they can survive cold temperatures. Not these guys though. This is too cold. Anyway, see you all. Bye bye.